blood on the streets, blood in the market. But are we worried? No, we are not, because we know why we are here. We understand the charts, and that is what our videos on 02 Ferrari and platform we have been seeing, and that is what majority of us, part of the Hashedge team, we try to educate and make viewers like you and traders like you to be aware and ahead of the market. So I'll be taking you through all of this, letting you know what we are doing during this momentarily dump and what we'll be anticipating as our next move momentarily. So just looking at the altcoin market, you can see there's a lot of dump in the market, about 10% thereabouts. If you look at on an average, a lot of altcoins have dumped. And what did we see? Even in my video that I anticipated this dump coming yesterday, I knew that we were selling off from here, and you can see the week we got sold off at the top of 122,900 thereabouts, and we were printing very bearish candles following that on the 1 hourly chart. And I was actually looking at it and thinking that we would dump and get a correction around the $118,000 levels, but we didn't even get there. We sliced through that like, a knife through butter, and we have even gone and we have now bounced at the $116,500 levels. So this is what we are seeing with Bitcoin. It's showing momentarily weakness. This is not to say Bitcoin is dead in the water, is done, and everybody capitulating and going back. No, this is just saying it is normal for us to experience pullbacks before we get back up, before another pull to the upside. So this was expected from all of us looking at this market and seeing what has happened. We are not surprised. So you shouldn't be surprised. In fact, right now you should be watching what the candles will be doing in the near term. And what I am anticipating is, right now we are even dumping and we are printing a red candle. So what I should be expecting is a pull to, because you can see my levels, I have a levels around $115,200 levels, and I'll be expecting maybe a retest of that support sometime in the near term future, maybe today or tomorrow, who knows. But I'll be expecting that. And again, bearing in mind, we have a CME gap that is still open on the traditional markets around the $116,000 and $114,000 levels. That's why I'm in the middle looking at 115. So it's a range area. That is the area that we should be expecting for another further dump. Even if we bounce up a little bit right now and we test maybe 118,400, we should still see a rejection at that before we go back to test that support around $115,000 levels. And what do you see also on the 4-hourly chart? Again, this is respecting all the lines that I've drawn and I've been taking you guys through. So we are not even surprised by all of this. We are looking at this, but we still remain convicted and we know what is going on. Let's look at the Ethereum chart to see what that is playing out. And what do we see also happening on the Ethereum chart? Ethereum chart pretty much similar. It was also looking weak. It got sold off at the week at the top of $3,000 and $75 levels, and we have bounced down and we have pulled back after that. We also got rejected at the $3,000 levels, and now we are testing our trend support, our trend pattern area support that I've drawn over time, and we have been monitoring this, and it seems to have respected this. So we'll still keep this pattern structure open because Ethereum is respecting it very heavily. And what do we see the RSI doing? RSI is looking to bounce up right now, so meaning we might see a pull up to test the resistance of around $2,900 levels. So this is what we are looking on Ethereum, and we are looking at the level of 2,000 or 3,000 pretty much for us to retest that level before we know what Ethereum will be doing in the near term. Looking at the liquidation levels, what has been happening and what happened. Clearly, a lot of longs got liquidated and not a lot of people. You can see there's a lot of shorts right now anticipating pullback to the bottom. So this is what a lot of traders are saying, and of course market makers can look at that and see that. What do we see on the crypto fear and greed index? We are still in greed zones, so everything is still going on in greed. A lot of people are still bullish on it. I don't expect them to not be bullish because the price appreciation we have seen over the few past weeks has been very, very bullish for the overall market. This is what we are looking at. We are looking at the price. So we'll be looking at what today holds for us, what will be happening throughout the day on the hourly candles. Right now, we are printing another bearish candle. So we are getting sold off and we got rejected at the high of around 117,500, and we seem to be going downwards after that. So we'll be looking at that, looking at everything. And remember, guys, these levels that I've spotted and I'm analyzing and support and resistance zones is something that is very important for us to take note of, because come when it's time for us to take action and execute that trade, where else will you get better profits, better withdrawals, and better trading leverage, everything on the Hashedge platform, which I use every day and which I'm a part of. This is where you can trade your way to millions and make money, and you just join me on the journey and on the road to Ferrari. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.